This is what interests you the most. This is your collection, personally?
These are all the... So this is what really interests me. It's the prehistoric shark's teeth, megalodons, makos, bendinis, thrashers, great whites. There's teeth in there, sand tigers, snaggletooths, all the way down to where you're at the bottom there. You got mastodon teeth, megalodon teeth. You got woolly mammoth teeth.
What? Where?
Gumpatheriums. These are woolly mammoth teeth here.
No way.
Gumpatheriums. You got.
Where? Show me.
Well, this is crocodile here. That's alligator. These weird shaped ones are whales. You got horses and camels right here in this area. Over here, those are makos. Far side are great whites. Then, of course, you got all kinds of bones down through here. You got a woolly mammoth leg bone.
Whoa.
You have a tusk from a mammoth over here. These things that look like ears, those are whale ear bones. So
that's crazy.
Lots of crazy stuff.
That's all. I love this even more now. I'm a rock collector and like weird like arrowheads and stuff like this.
So these are actually the predecessors to the megalodon. So the megalodon was the big shark everybody was scared of, right? The Meg, the movies. These are agatsthenes. So they're somewhere in the neighborhood of 10, 15 million years old.
Oh my.
And the megalodons are anywhere between 3 and 30 million.
That's what this is?
These are the big ones, the megalodons.
Where is that from?
The biggest shark ever, the megalodon.
Are they still alive?
Nah, well, some people say they're in different places, but no, they're pretty much extinct from what I understand. But if you can imagine, a normal shark's tooth is that's about probably 15-foot gray white, that little one right there.
What is it?
And then you compare it to...
What are these down here?
Those are whale vertebrae.
Okay.
But you take that tooth of a great white that was about 15 foot, and you then look at these guys, they're like 6 and 7 inch teeth. That would have been a pretty damn big shark.
Very. Wow. And then you've got these.
Those are little teeth from different things like sand tigers,
you found all this?
snaggletooth. Yeah.
This is your collection?
That's just some of them.
This is your collection?
Yeah. We got more in cases over there, buckets over here I still haven't got to, so yeah.
How long you been doing this?
Less than 2 years actually.
What?
These teeth, yeah.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I can't wait to see my collection. That's crazy. Oh yeah, I will gather up some weird stuff now. This is so cool. This motivates me by itself.
Yeah, it's we find these stuff in just the craziest of places. They're in like pitch black water, bad current, sharks, alligators, stingrays, manatees, all that crazy stuff is in the water with them. So we're the only person to ever touch it, which is cool. You know, when we find one, nobody's ever touched it before because it came out of a shark's mouth 3 million years ago. So
that is super cool.
Yeah.
And anybody can come learn how to do this and actually do it here in Valdosta, Georgia.
100%. Been here since 1986.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been diving since I was 7.
Wow.
I was a kid, and I'm 46 now, so 39 years of it, and been teaching since I was 18, and just trying to serve our community.
Wow, so you've been diving since you were 7. Who got you into that? Your daddy?
My dad.
Your dad?
Yeah, I was still in dive gear, taking it down to the creek up in the mountains of North Georgia, playing with beavers and bluegill and stuff like that, and then finally he taught me, and then been doing it ever since.
That is so cool. And now you have this business that is epic. Like I got in here before you knew I was in here, and I was taking a ton of pictures. I could take pictures all day.
Yeah, it's some cool stuff, man. We've done a lot of cool stuff. Our cool thing, we had a TV show on the History Channel called Axemen for years, and that's some of the stuff you see there. That's Clint and my cousin Caitlin in the photos up there.
Which one is your cousin?
The chick up in the middle.
Oh, that's your cousin.
Yeah, that's Caitlin. Clint and I, we were the dreadnoughts on Axemen. And some of the stuff we pull out of our rivers are like these bottles that are 100, 150 years old. There's a dinosaur's ball and socket joint that we found in the river.
That's what this is?
Yeah, if you look at this, you see the socket portion over here. We sent it off to the University of Georgia.
That was my next question.
Yeah, and they came back as a plant-eating dinosaur. So.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I'm so
all
excited.
kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah. I mean, nobody would know that if they just looked at it, so I'm so thankful that you did the research.
Yeah. And so what we do in the rivers is we pull these logs like you see right here up, These are pre-cut submerged timber from anywhere between 250 and 300 years ago. And then that's, of course, our Department of Protection stuff from Florida. We're master deadhead loggers. And we pull these logs up and don't disturb our community and underwater as far as that goes. And we make high-end hardwood floors, stair treads, mantles, tables out of the old wood.
Who does that?
Clinton, the guy that you see right
Really?
there. Yeah.
So you have a logging
We have a
business?
sawmill.
Did you get that from Dwayne Culpepper?
No, ours is
Okay.
in Lubbock, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had heard about this.
Yeah, we had Dwayne on one of our shows.
Okay, that's why he's associated with it. And he had a sawmill too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's
Dwayne's a good
right.
fella. Good photographer. too.
Also, that's how I know photography.
Oh,
Great
okay.
photographer.
Yeah.
So you have also all of this in here. You have a lot of this. What is this?
Those are the tanks that we use. These are different customers' tanks that have brought them in over time, and we VIP them, hydro them, and get them ready to go for their dive seasons every year. So these are just the ones that came in this week.
Okay, and then you have like a little room up front with some water in it that I'm curious about.
So yeah, we do. This is our fill station. It's where we fill all the tanks. The water is because when you fill a scuba tank, it gets hot. So we put it in the water to cool it down. And, keeps it so it's a lot easier to fill. So like a tank gets hot when you put air in it. So you have to fill it a couple of times to get it to its working pressure to be correct. So that's what we do up here.
You got to make sure you do that perfectly. That's somebody's life.
Yeah, and then we do mixed gases and stuff. This is our fill station. We mix gases.
You mix gas
over here. So like instead of breathing like 21% O2, you breathe anywhere from 40 to 22% oxygen for normal, or we also do technical nitrox, which is up to 100% pure oxygen.
Whew, right over my head, but it's very cool. And then I'm curious about this. This looks sentimental.
So, yeah, we call it our underwater legends. It's the people that have helped build this place since 1986. People that came in, worked with us, dive mastered, instructored with us, and they're the people who kept this place going since 86, almost 40 years.
Wow, that's so cool. I had so many questions, but you'll help us go through those.
Yeah,
and you
sure.
have a lot of merchandise in here too.
Yeah.
I'm seeing. And can they get all of this online?
They can look at it online, but we don't
Okay.
sell online. Dive gear is not supposed to be sold online. We're supposed to just sell it in the store, so that it has warranties and whatnot.
Oh,
Like
okay.
If you buy dive gear online, it may not have a warranty on it, so we try to make sure everything's warranted to the best of our ability.
Okay.
We're actually the oldest skateboard shop around too. We've been selling
I
skateboards,
noticed that. That was another question. That's
since
so cool.
86 as well. Yeah.
This is a very gnarly place. This place is so cool.
Oh,
I had no
it's
idea.
Yeah, so we try to do a little bit of everything because skateboarding was really popular in the 80s and 90s, died off in the 2000s, but we're trying to keep some place for the kids to come and get their stuff.
Yeah.
That's
And
what we have.
you've got some really cool boards. I already checked them out. Like I said, I had plenty of time to look before I was here, and I could just take pictures and videos for a while.
Yes, ma'am.
But it's much more interesting having you out here and telling us what everything is for sure. But you've got a lot of merchandise in here. You got a lot of stuff in here that I have no idea what it is because it's a whole different world.
Yeah, scuba diving, it's you're living underwater, so it's a lot of tech stuff. We go underwater, we're told to hold our breath a whole lot, right? Well, now when we go underwater, I tell you to breathe. So it's a little bit different that way. And then we got to have apparatuses to breathe off of. We got to have vests that keep us from floating or sinking. We got to have wetsuits to keep us warm. We got to have computers that keeps up the amount of time we've been underwater, so that we won't get like decompression sickness in the bends and different things that can happen to you underwater.
Yeah. That's very interesting. So I actually came here because I am not a great swimmer,
Right,
and
so
I'm
you have a fear of water.
Yeah, I have a fear of the water. So I also have a fear of heights. So I started hiking mountains, and I was like, man, I'm just gonna dive right in. I had passed this place a few times.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta check it out. I walked in; it's way cooler than I imagined, and I was like, whoa, I gotta come in here and do an interview on you guys. Like
Sure.
this place is epic. It goes right into like extreme
Sports.
extreme sports, adventurous lifestyle, and being outdoors.
Especially outdoors, man. So we do a lot of our dives on the weekends. A lot of our spring dives are done on Sundays. I know a lot of people are like, I got to go to church, but my church is the outdoors. You know what I mean? God created everything that we're diving in, or everything that we see while we're underwater. That's all His creation. So I do my praising to Him underwater.
And you guys are fellowshipping, like you got groups that you take out?
Tons. We go all over the world. We just got back from Egypt in November. We head off to Galapagos this December. We have trips to West Palm, Pompano, the Florida Keys every month. Spring trips, Devil's Den, Blue Grotto places. Just amazing places that God's created. It's pretty rad.
It's very rad, dude.
Yeah.
And so you told me that you also have a psychology background, and your joy is helping people overcome their fears.
It is. So I came to college, did a undergraduate in criminal justice, then I went to do some psychology, so I got a master's in that. And my goal is to take people who have a fear of something and get rid of that fear. And I've helped out a lot of people. I got different people. One of my favorite stories is a girl named Sarah Jarvis, and she was terrified of everything. Anxiety out the backside, everywhere, man. I mean, it was just, she lived her whole life scared. And we got her in the water. It was a little rough at first, but then we got going, and the more and more she does it all the time by herself. She wrote a little article in a medical magazine that talks about how we help control her anxiety. Scuba diving controlled anxiety. Scuba diving gave her life back, she said. So it's really cool. And,
very cool.
And that story's happened multiple times to a lot of different people. A lot of people are scared of it, and you should be. You should be scared of something you've never done because, well, you've never done it. You know, so if I'm going to go jump out of an airplane, I'm going to be scared. If I'm going to go underwater, I'm going to be scared. If I do, it's natural to have fears, but it's also natural to be able to overcome those fears and work hard to get to the place where those fears don't bother